The Leicester Royal Infirmary has been told by a coroner there was a total and complete failure by medical staff for not scanning a patient with suspected deep vein thrombosis.
Mark Burgin, who was 48, died of a blood clot in the lung caused by the thrombosis less than 2 weeks later in January last year. A narrative conclusion has been recorded today at the inquest into his death.
Tonight, his family said they feel Mark didn't get the treatment he deserved. Emily Anderson reports.
A clever and well-thought-of man who was looking forward to a new lease of life. Mark Burgin had a successful hip operation in December 2014. A month later, he died of a pulmonary embolism caused by deep vein thrombosis. A year on from his death, the family say they're still struggling to come to terms with what's happened.
It's been 12 months that we'll never forget. It's been very hard. You still live it all the time.
The Assistant Coroner, Dr. Christina Swan, says there was a missed opportunity to detect deep vein thrombosis in Mark Burgin. There was a complete and total failing, she says, by the Leicester Royal Infirmary not to scan him on the 3rd of January last year. In doing so, that fell below the reasonable accepted standards of care. In a statement, a spokesperson for the University Hospitals of Leicester has said, Mr. Burgin's death was absolutely tragic and our deepest sympathies are with his family. The coroner found there was no deep vein thrombosis present on admission and that Mr. Burgin was appropriately discharged. Regardless of these findings, we continue to assess the policies and procedures. Outside the court today, his widow says the Leicester Royal Infirmary should have done more.
I think if Mark had had the scan that he should have had in the first place, and I think if they'd have took me seriously regarding the DVT and checked him more for that, I think Mark would definitely still be with us today. I hope nobody has to go through what we've gone through.
I think we wouldn't be doing Mark justice if we didn't investigate this further. On behalf of the Burgin family, I will be doing that.
Can you go into any more detail at this stage as to what you'll be doing?
All we can say is that a civil claim will be investigated, and having identified gross failures, it's for us now to prove the impact that those gross failures would have had.
The Burgin family say they hope they'll soon be able to move on from the pain of the last 12 months. Emily Anderson, BBC East Midlands Today, Leicester.